good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are going to catch this particular live. Thank you so much for tuning in with myself. My name is Daisy Love, and I am a business consultant for the country of Haiti. What we do here is I provide you with some perspective regarding the market needs of Haiti. I also come here with certain topic discussions in order to support your journey for those of you that are interested in entering the market of the country of Haiti, right? So we are today, June 24th, 2025. I still cannot believe that this is the year 2025, guys. And I have been with you guys since 2018. I literally came to my country on December 17, 2018, thinking that I was going to be here for approximately about 2.5 years. But then everything took a turn. And amidst those chaos that we faced in Haiti, I decided that I was going to be here for the moment, for the long run, because I foresaw that despite the madness and despite the chaos that we have been facing, and eventually in a couple of more years, things would settle down. And one of the things that I just felt like I no longer wanted to do was to start back and not have a foothold. It's one of the main reasons that I've opted to just remain in the country and to, provide a lot of the services that I understand people, businesses, foreigners are going to need. All right. So, if you are not familiar with my videos, I invite you guys to follow my YouTube channel over at DL Consulting Firm. Oh my God, I got some air over at DL Consulting Firm 83 on YouTube. But you can also follow my channel, Daisy Love 83, to gain different perspective. I've been on YouTube for the longest of time. And not only that, I am starting back filming videos that are more social and more personal approach. So if you are interested, you may want to check out that channel just to gain a little bit more understanding with Haiti as a whole, not only the political front, but the economical front as well as the social front. I also am inviting you guys to follow the work that I do over at the Youth and Young Adults International Agency, which is a representative agency for entrepreneur, for global entrepreneur. I founded the youth agency in the year 2011, and the minute that I founded it, I've been working with it in between times, because you guys know that I was still, pretty much young and feeling things out. I did take a break, and I decided to relaunch all of our programs, to add things, to rebrand it, just kind of like as I was growing, maturing, feeling myself out and trying to figure out, okay, what exactly do I want to provide people? What am I comfortable with providing people? And what is the lane that I want to stay in? Because I'm pretty versed, I'm very, very versed. I've actually been working in the nonprofit world for a little over 10 years now. I have a lot of resources when it comes to nonprofit, and this is one of it falls also under the consulting. So I don't only provide business consultation for individuals, but I also provide consultation for companies. I provide consultation for nonprofit, people who really want to successfully, come to Haiti, have projects in Haiti. There are a lot of things in the works that I am working that may come out this summer or the fall. You guys, those of you that are in the nonprofit sector that feel like, hey, you know what, I want to come to Haiti, I have a nonprofit organization and I would like to come to Haiti and, provide a particular service, a project, but I want it to be done very well. I want the target audience that I am aiming for to be the beneficiary of those projects. Excuse me, guys. I'm so hot. It's very, very hot for us. I'm pretty sure that it's hot for a lot of you guys, but it's so hot for us. Yes, guys. So, when I came to Haiti in the year 2009, you guys know that Haiti suffered a major earthquake in the year 2010, which led me to actually start my journey indirectly in the nonprofit. Because as I was here in Haiti, what ended up happening is that so many organization people came down, wanted to support, and we all understand the fiasco that went down with this, because a lot of those organizations, it was organization from everywhere, not only from the US, but everybody wanted to support, everybody wanted to come, everybody felt like, hey, you know what, we want to support the people of Haiti. But many people were not aware of how Haiti was working. Many people were not aware that Haiti didn't have any record keeping. Many people were not aware of how people in Haiti were thinking. Many people were not aware of how government agencies were working in Haiti. So it ended up being a huge fiasco. And I've learned my lesson. Around that time, I was volunteering with great organization, and I saw where they were not faulting, but where there was having some culture differences, pretty much. It's kind of like you come in on the ground, you meet with your team, because thankfully I was also living in the US. And after being in Haiti in 2015, when I went back, I ended up thankfully becoming an ambassador for a huge nonprofit organization. And this is really where I started to gain my knowledge, and I started to really understand the nonprofit world, what it was, how it was like at the top level. Because I started here in Haiti at the ground level, just doing work with them. And there was a lot of frustration, yes, between us being in Haiti and between foreigners, because it's kind of like culture differences clashes, communication clashes, people who are on the ground feeling like, okay, we really planned this out. We wanted to do X, Y, and Z. Why is it that X, Y, and Z is not being done? And a lot of it had to do with the fact that, yes, everything was planned, but everything was planned from the perspective that it was going to come to Haiti and certain things was going to be in place for you guys. But then it's kind of like money started to go to things that people didn't know about. Like, people were not aware that, hey, we would need money for toilet paper, we would need money for do this, to do that. So there was a lot of just little details that organizations were missing, the details, the flow of things. And it created a lot of frustration. It created also a lot of misunderstanding between the people of Haiti and foreigners. It created I don't want to say, uh, okay, it created mistrust. It created a lot of mistrust. And it's also, to be very honest with you, one of the main reasons that I never registered the youth agency as a nonprofit organization, because I did a lot of groundwork. So I worked with people, I worked with communities, and I heard their concern. I heard their discontent. I worked a lot with people that they did not want you to take their pictures. They did not want you to film them, because they were afraid that their pictures and their videos was going to be used by them. People started to let them know that, hey, people are actually making money with your pictures and your videos. So communities really are not understanding what the nonprofit sector is about. They don't understand how the nonprofit works, because as a nonprofit organization, that means that anything that you are doing, there is no profit in it. Are we here? So anything that we are doing as nonprofit, that you are doing as a nonprofit, you actually have to say, this is what I've done, this is how many people that I've touched, this is the result, in order to apply for grants, right? To receive the proper funding that you need, and in order for you to receive the money to do these things. But if you are working in a community or with people who feel like, I don't want you to take my pictures. I don't want you to film me. Then where is the sufficient proof that you're going to have, right? In order to, demonstrate this is what we've done. So there has been a lot of misunderstanding because it's kind of like what I've said to you. When you're coming down to our country, you don't expect for you to to have those type of resistance with the people. You expect that people are actually going to feel very happy, very grateful that you are coming here and you are supporting them. But there needs to be discussions, there needs to be roundtable talks, and those are all of the works that I am getting ready to provide through the youth agency. I am inviting you guys to follow my page, my Instagram page over at Youth Agency International HT. I am also inviting you guys to follow our YouTube channel. But if you follow the Instagram page, this is usually where I go live and where, and then I transfer those videos into my YouTube. And soon enough, I am building the online platform. If you are a web developer, if you want to support me in that, let me know. Okay, so with that being said, also you guys understand that thankfully, and I am running an accelerator program. The program is going to be 2 sessions. The first session is going to start July 7th and is going to end on July 28th. It is a 3 weeks program, guys, and what we are going to be focusing on the first session, I am going to be focusing with my participant on the following. We are going to be focusing on elevator pitch. We are going to be focusing on sponsorship and funding. We are also going to be focusing on effective networking. The registration is open. I am still taking on clients, participants. So if you are interested, if you want to learn more, you can just send me an email at that particular email, youthagencyinternational@gmail.com. This is where I will be if you want to send me an email regarding this program. Now, a lot of the time, there are those of you that have ideas. There are those of you that have, you need. This is a great program because let's just say that you wanted to receive a consultation from myself. In my consultation, I have an hourly rate and I also have an in-depth, right? But if you were interested in participating in this program, you are going to work, but you will also have access to me for 6 hours because in this program, my participants are going to be receiving 3 workshops development from the youth agency. We are also going to be providing 2 workshops on artificial intelligence AI. We're going to be providing 4 books. We are going to be providing a deadline calendar, weekly worksheet. You're also going to receive 6 articles and you are going to be receiving 6 hours of private mentoring with myself. Sometimes there are times where I counsel clients who are interested in consultation, especially those of you that are not kind of like, you are uncertain about what you want to do. You're uncertain, like you might want more coaching than that hourly, right? So it'll be great for you to participate in a program like that because then you have access to me for 6 hours privately, and daily we're going to have the group chat. So if you are interested in joining this program, I am inviting you, to send me an email and to definitely take part into those activities that I am providing. We have a July session and we will also have a September session. The September session, we are going to be focusing on social media. We are going to be focusing on maximizing your potential, and we're also going to be focusing on effective discipline. And I have a discount for people who are joining both sessions. Regarding the workshop on I had an amazing conversation 2 days ago, last Sunday, with the woman who worked on that particular workshop for me. I did not work on that workshop. It was an external collaborator who joined me and who did everything. We have an amazing conversation. It's actually currently live over on my Instagram at Youth Agency International HG, It's also live on my youth agency account on YouTube, and soon enough I'll post it on my Daisy Love account if you want to hear more. Now, I was able to get a look and get a handle of the workshop last night, and there is a component on Haiti. I was not aware of that. You know, the lady, she worked on it, and she included, because she knows that I live in Haiti, she included a nice section on Haiti on how to use AI pertaining to Haiti. And when I listened and I watched it, I said to myself that this would be a great workshop for you to receive for people who are in the business sector. And just today, but I take forever. I was invited to also take part in another webinar regarding AI, but this time around for nonprofits. I knew that I had to come here with you guys, so unfortunately, I was not able to join that webinar. I do believe that is going to be filmed, and I can receive the file to know. AI is big. AI is really important, and the section that Mrs. Walker worked on regarding the country of Haiti is very important. It's not a very much in depth, but I believe that I can later on further, probably after the accelerator program, bring her back on board to explore more in that sector. But what I will be doing for those of you who are not going to be joining the program, the accelerator program, I am going to be putting that workshop for you guys on my Beacons account. You guys already have one product, which is a guide to doing business in Haiti. It is right now on my Beacons account, beacons.ai/daisylove83. You have the guide to doing business in Haiti. And sometime this week, probably the end of the week, I am going to upload both workshops for you guys to have access to if you want to just get them. All right. Of course, there will be a fee for each of them. Now, moving forward, I'm done with all the announcement. It was really important, guys, for me to come here and just tell you everything that I am involved in, because some of you are new to this account, but some of you don't really know the work that I've been doing here in my country, how long it's been in the journey for me. So it's always very important for me to reintroduce myself to you guys, to let you know, hey, this is who I am, this is the work that I've been doing, and this is where I'm headed. All right, so now let's get back into our topic discussion. What are we going to be talking with today? Well, today, guys, I really wanted to come, and I took the time to come and to talk to you about the gentrification of the country of Haiti. And we're also going to be touching on President Trump's and his measure regarding the country of Haiti. Of course, it created an uproar within mainly the Haitian diaspora who feels, and also other people who are quote unquote activists, who feel human rights activists, who feel like, hey, you know what, Haiti needs to be cut a slack. This is like not reasonable what the president is doing. This is just like unfair for, and of course, the people that are in Haiti that are now living in the country of the United States who are, the victim. So this is what we're going to talk about. And I am inviting you to get some water, because maybe a lot of the things that I'm going to say is going to tickle your feather. But we are no longer in the space and the time of sitting with people and having a pity party for them. I have grown a lot. I have matured a lot. And I have understood now what it means to stand your ground and to stand for something or fall for anything, right? There are people that I know that have been lecturing for the longest of time. One of the things that I am not here to do is to continuously do this work forever. That is not my goal. My goal is not to constantly bring forth the issues of Haiti without providing solution or without gaining something out of it, right? That is absolutely not my goal. My goal is to look at myself in another 5 years and see that I have created a lane for people in my country or outside of my country. I have become extremely frustrated, downright a little bit nasty with people who constantly talk. It's like, what is the end goal? I'm not yet a speaker, right? And to be a speaker, you get paid for that. Hopefully, I will in the near days. I feel like this is a lane, this is something that I too can get involved with. However, let me be really clear and really honest with you. I've already told you and I've already let you in onto the fact that we have a changing world. And I believe that President Trump would have not taken such drastic measure against immigrants if he had won those elections, which he did, and which they kind of like, took him out on. If the president had won those elections, things would have not gotten so terribly for us, right? So, for people who feel a particular way, I'm only going to speak because I do understand that a lot of other people are, touched with immigration and the rigidity of the immigration policies going on in the United States. The first thing that I really want to tell you is this: it's not going to get better, guys. It's not going to get better. So instead of sitting there and falling into a pity party, if you have the resources for your community, then perhaps you need to start empowering people and directing them into what they need to do to either protect their right to defend them, but it's not for you to sit there and try to contradict something that the president is making, and that in the next 4 years things are going to be different. Remember who is the vice president of the of President Trump. It is JD Vance. I'm not so sure if you guys know his background, but I took the time after the election to really kind of like research who he was, and he is a very intelligent man. Contrary to what we may say, his wife is actually an immigrant. So a lot of the times, people who are coming up, and not only that, JD Vance has a background on policy making. If you are familiar with myself, if you are familiar with my work, if you are familiar with my discussions, for the longest of time, even within my own family, some of my, people that I know in my family who studied, I said, get into policy making. Policy making is exactly what it sounds like. Policy making, writing laws, rewriting laws. That's the work that the vice president of Haiti, the vice president of the United States, that's what he studied. That is what he is good at. And I guarantee you that in the year 2029, JD Vance is going to run for the presidency, and something tells me that he's going to win. And if he does, it's going to get even tighter for citizens of the United States, because now you have a guy who has the proper knowledge in policy making. He is a lawyer, he is a writer, so he knows the inside of the system. The president chose well with that man when he chose his vice president. He chose extremely well. So a lot of the things that we see out front that people are getting and are feeling like, oh my God, President Trump, how could you do this? Oh my God, you always have to remember who is this person's team. Who is his team? So are we going to start to protect ourselves? Or are we going to let things run the way that they are running? What are we going to do exactly? Ladies and gentlemen, this is no longer the time to cry. I feel, how do I feel about the Haitian people? I don't feel bad. I don't. I can't feel bad. To feel bad would be to pity myself, to pity them. And the Haitian people have got to look at things like, who are we electing? Who are what Haiti still in the year 2025 doesn't have a government in place. Between 2021 and we are in the year 2025, the country of Haiti is running on empty. Mass murders happen. You know, guys, I always refrain myself from coming here and from speaking on the atrocity that has gone down in Haiti. And it is only by the grace of God that I am still standing, that I am still alive, that I am still smiling. A lot of the time, I don't come here and I don't tell you the atrocity because I'm pretty sure that some of you know it with what you are watching, and I don't want to add to it. But let's go back and let's talk about President Trump's decision to make Haiti a country of terrorists and to say that Haiti now is banned because he's considering this country as a country of terrorists, and that travel visas and flying would be limited. Now, so many people, took it upon themselves to go into my YouTube and trying to clown me because the president took those decision, thinking that, oh, you voted for him. Yes, I did, and I still stand with him. Yes, I did. I know why I campaigned for him, why I voted for him, and I still stand with him, with the decision and with the sanctions that he is taking from from the country of Haiti. Now, I would hope, but I guess he can't do that, that he would not be receiving some of these it who call themselves Haitian government, foreign, government people, but he has no choice because you need that. The measure that President Trump is taking, he's doing so for his country because he knows what goes down in Haiti. He knows the crimes that have been committed in Haiti. He knows the atrocity that the people of Haiti have been facing. And he doesn't want that for his people. So he's like, hold up. You stay over there with what you have going on and do not come to my door with this mess. And I agree with that. I agree with that. If, because myself, I believe that I was very honest when I told you guys this. One of the reasons that I wouldn't want to go live in the United States is because I'm not going to go live in the midst of so many people that I don't know what they were involved with in Haiti. I know the hell that Haiti has faced and is continuing to face. Recently, I just read that they arrested a man who has been living in Malden, Massachusetts for 10 plus years. And guess what? That man, when President Aristide was in power, had been involved with so many atrocity, crime, fraud activities. They finally were able to get him. He is going to serve time in the US federal prison, and then they're going to deport him in Haiti. Yeah. And life, everything that you do, you have to remember that eventually is going to catch up to you. Whether you do good, whether you do bad. Now, I understand because I'm the person who's also been here and been preaching to you. I definitely, excuse me, I definitely understand that everything that has been done has been in collaboration with past government official. But was it the Trump administration who co-signed these things that Haiti has been going on? No. The Trump administration has nothing to do with that. Matter of fact, if you remembered, I've shared with you before, if President Trump had won those last elections, those 2021 elections, the 2020 elections, things would have not taken that toll. And our president would have still been alive. But unfortunately, because those entities and individuals were bent on the fact that they wanted to shift things for the new world order, they created the chaos. Biden became the president of the United States and everything went haywire. And trust me, if Kamala had been in, we would have been in for more hell. So, yes, I am in full agreement with President Trump in his decision to make sure that Haiti is now a terrorist, listed as a terrorist country. And we're going to go into the facts. And that he's saying that those gang members, they are no longer gang members. They are terrorists. And yes, in my hearts of hearts, for the young kids that have absolutely no idea what they've been getting themselves involved in, kids that have been, they just got into their minds, I feel bad because only I know, even some of them that are not children, but that were like, got into it when they were like late 20s, 30s, thinking that they were gods. They have guns, they have money, they have weapon, going around terrorizing people, thinking that, oh my God, this is my moment of truth. This is my moment of power. But now reality is sinking in. Because remember what I told you, 2025 is the year of cleanup. We are moving into 2030 and things are going to shift. So they're going to want to eliminate them by all means necessary. It is a very, very sad case, but it is also a lesson for many of us. And it should be a lesson for a government official in Haiti, but it is not. It is not. What I would hope for is that the government of US, the Trump administration, would look deeper into the section, because if they look deeper into it, they will find a lot of US officials. And I know that the president knows that. But then again, when it comes to, excuse me, but then again, when it comes to politics, there is always a what behind it? Interest. So if there is no interest, then why am I doing this? But anyways, let's go, because let's talk about terrorists. Let's go back into the definition of what is a terrorist, because let's analyze that. Because you have so many people in Haiti who feel, or foreign people who feel like, oh my God, how could the president? By definition, a terrorist is a person who uses unlawful violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, and um the presence of and the pursuit of political aim. Are we here? So by definition, a terrorist is a person who uses unlawful violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, and the pursuit of political chaos. Hmm. Isn't that what Haiti has been going through it? Isn't that what those individuals with the guns have been doing? Huh? Haven't they been committed severe and atrocious violence against the people of Haiti? Huh? In the quest of political gains? Do they fit the bill? Or maybe I should not dissect. Maybe I should just read it and let you fill in the blanks for yourself. I'm very certain that my public is highly intelligent. You guys are going to be able to do that. Yes? Let us continue. Terrorism involves violence or the threat of violence against people or property to further a particular ideology. Let's read this again. Terrorism involves violence or the threat of violence against people or property to further a particular ideology. I wonder if Haiti is not currently going through this. Let's continue. There are four types of terrorism: criminal, psychic, war, and political. How many of those is the country of Haiti involved in? Definitely criminal, most definitely war and political. And I would add psychic as well. So I think that Haiti fits the bill for all of those types. One of the aims of terrorism is to provoke the authorities into using illegal, unconstitutional, and repressive measures, and thereby to lose the public support. All of those information that I gained, I really gained them from the internet. So a lot of the time when things come up and some of you are feeling outrageous and you are feeling that it is uncalled for, or you are feeling that it is unjust for, all you have to do is take on those big headlines and just do your research. You don't need me to do those research for you. You can sit to yourself and do those research and figure out if there's not a particular truth in that. Why would the president of the United States allow for terrorist people to enter his door when he's looking at it from the top of his building and he's looking at the madness that's been going on here in Haiti? He's understanding the level of death toll that Haiti has suffered. Why would he, as the president of his country, why would he want the same treatment for his citizen? Now, the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, also has its particular definition for terrorists. So they too, they have their line, so they know that, hey, this is what we're saying. So they say that terrorists is the calculated, underline calculated, uses of violence or the threats of violence to attain political goals through fear, intimidation, or coercion. Five elements to determine the act of terrorism from the CIA is the use of violence, the fear, a purpose, and the willingness to use violence. You know, when I do these things, it's like every time I have to do a research, it brings my spirit down. Because a lot of these guys, it's just like what I did with you a couple of weeks ago when I came here and I said, let us analyze PDD and what's going on. And we went in depth into it. So it's the same thing. So you got all of these kids, a lot of them young kids, they started in their 20s. These kids are no longer kids because of their involvement into act of terrorism, because now we can safely say those are acts of terrorism because I literally sat there and defined them for you. Imagine what they have, because all around the airport we have their faces. So now they're going to get hit with the cause of their action. Are we understanding? It's the same thing when you have people who are coercing you into doing this, into doing that, but you don't know the repercussion of what you would do. I have a former classmate, ladies and gentlemen. Her brother died in Haiti after deportation. He got into a bad wings of, friendship, right? Wanted to be big and bad, wanted to be thugs over there. And he got arrested the first time. He got arrested a second time. And remember the three-strike law. And the third time, they hit him with I think it was distribution, because they caught them near, not so far away from a middle school, and they were all carrying weapons, and they had drugs on them. Out of, first of all of them, his friends, dropped everything on him. That's one. Second of all, out of all of his friends, he was the only one who was not a US citizen. He was born in Haiti. He came to the United States fairly young, but he was born in Haiti. So he was the only one who was facing deportation. And guess what? He was also the only one who had previously been arrested and served time 2 times. So he was already facing the three-strike law. A lot of times we want to get with people, we want to get involved in things, we want to follow the crowd, but we don't know other people's circumstances. His family are very, very amazing people, working adult, working hard. They literally, because of his associates, these people left from the town where they live and moved so far away because they did not want him to be around the crowd. Guess what? He still ended up being with these same people. He wanted that crowd. He wanted the thug life. He felt like he was big and bad. And what? He got a cold wake up call when the judge decided that he was going to get deported back to Haiti. They were not pitying him. In the jail, he ended up catching, I think, pneumonia or something. But mainly when he came back to Haiti, he couldn't cope. He couldn't cope because his family that he had, first of all, these people, his parents, spent a lot of money. They came to Haiti with him. Yes, they did. They supported him. They accompanied him, but they still had to go back to the US. And being in an environment that now you don't even know the environment. You living with uncles and aunts who are looking at you like you are a waste. Like what? You have parents who are struggling. You are in America and you coming back to us as a criminal? Some of his siblings, his relatives did not even want him around their kids because they felt like, we don't want you to, you know, nou pa vle pou wap vin pale avek pitit nou epi tale wap vin, making our kids feel like do bad things. This guy died. I don't think he was 30. I think he must have been like, not even like 26 when he died. 26. The only boy child. I never forgot. These people used to talk to him. His parents, prayers, left and right, everything. Every time he went inside. But you know what? Every time he went inside, he came back, he felt even better. You would have thought that he got arrested and he would have straightened up. No. It felt like more power for him, the street life. But it's funny because those friends of him, when they were in the court, oh, it was so different. Yeah, it was so different. It was no longer those thugs that he was associated with. They were in front of the judge. A lot of them did not want to talk. A lot of them, it's like, and then this is what happens. So myself, if I had the capacity, and this is why I say law school is in my bucket list, so perhaps, then the people of Haiti who are lawyers, so you're looking at people who are into international laws, people who are human rights, but not even human rights activists, because human rights activists does a very different time. The people who are lawyers that are studying international laws, government law, These would be some of the lawyers that some of our boys in Haiti would be in need of to fight those cases for them. But how many are going to have access to those lawyers? If Haiti was not, the majority of the people that are getting arrested are from the Haitian government. I post these things for you every other day on my story time. Whenever I see it, I post it for you. So if Haiti wasn't so corrupted, the minute that the president came out and said, hey, Haiti is now on the red list, Haiti is categorized as a terrorist, and all of these guys in Haiti that are part of the gangs, I'm categorizing them as terrorists. So now these people are going to face a lot. So now the lawyers that you would need for them is not no criminal lawyers, because they're not facing criminal charges only. They're facing governmental charges. So now they would be in needs of lawyers who are going to fight those cases for them at the governmental level. Lawyers who could say, well, okay, President Trump, we are okay with what you're saying, but now let's bring in US officials that have a lot to do with what's going on in Haiti. Let's bring in the ring for the weapons that are coming down in Haiti, supporting those crimes in Haiti. This is how we would need to fight it. But who's going to do that? Haiti only has the Institute for Justice, which is like a U.S. institute with lawyers as well. And I follow one of the men who is the top over on LinkedIn, and he does a fairly good job, but it's not enough. You literally have over more of the population. The gangs are infiltrated this country. So the Institute of Justice is not enough to support those cases. Are we here? Do we understand that in this world that we are living in, we have got to take our lives seriously? Yes, you can kiki and kakai with people. You can, but it's serious out here. You should not let people play with your freedom. You should not let people come. When you are electing governmental official, you do not go based on your emotion, which is what Haiti, they've been doing for the longest of time. Electing people left and right, and you don't even have 1 ounce of understanding of who that person is. What are their core values? What are their mental stability? Have that person committed crimes before? Because if you commit a crime, 9 times out of 10, you may commit it again. And this is the thing that we have. And now people are feeling a particular way about President Trump in the measure. President Trump, I tell you before, if you need support in Haiti, please reach out. I will be your support. I will be your support, because everything that he is doing, he is supposed to do it. And remember, I tell you that JD Vance is getting ready to go in. Now you ask yourself, where do you want to be? Because 5 years ago, I was preaching this thing. God, thankfully, I was able to open my own practice, my consulting and working with people, providing solution. But there's so much that we could do. Things are going to shift. Laws are going to be rewritten. Where and how do you want to fall? You let me know. Now, let's go into gentrification. I'm not so sure if I came here and I told you this, but you guys know that I live in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. And right now, there's only just about maybe 1 or 2 places that you could go around in Port-au-Prince. A lot of the places downtown Port-au-Prince, Haiti, going up to Delma, you can't go in these places. They are emptied up. In the month of February, I took a trip to the dentist, and I ended up in one of the neighborhoods that supposedly are filled with gangs, and it was empty. It was literally like a dead zone, like a you can't enter, a b who are you? And I was very taken aback by what I saw, and it quickly alarmed me. And I said, hold up. Going back to the video that I have here for you guys when I talk about the reconstruction of Haiti, part 1 and 2. If you did not catch the video, it's right here on my Instagram. It's also on my YouTube. Those are forward thinking videos that are you're going to see how everything is going to come together by the year 2030. This is a country where gentrification is happening because they are literally going to rebuild the country. I have said so to you. I stand my ground with it. And you let me know how you want things to play out for you as you are seeing it unfold. Ayiti has been going into gentrification, and they are literally emptying up as many parts of the country as they need and as they want in order to rebuild. Now, in the midst of what they have created, this is the UN agenda, they have murdered so many people here in this country. If Haiti had a government, we should be able to prosecute the top leaders of what has been going on in Haiti. But of course, I mean, we're not going to get into it with governmental. We know that these people, they're not fit. They're not fit. So now let's go, for those of you who are not familiar with gentrification and what it is. Let's go into the details of what is gentrification. So for those of you who feel like, oh my God, like what's going on in Haiti? Let's talk about gentrification. It is written that by definition, gentrification is a process whereby the characters of a the character of a poor urban area is changed by wealthier people moving in, improving housing, and attracting new businesses, often displacing current inhabitants in the process. Now, can we safely say that the country of Haiti is undergoing gentrification? I didn't know what gentrification was. I was made aware of this term in the year 2015 or so. That's when I came back to the United States, and I realized that the neighborhood where we used to live in, which was a predominantly white neighborhood, I remembered with when my aunt um, bought her condo in that neighborhood. My brother, who happens to be a very, very, very beautiful dark chocolate man, the racism that they had for him. The man couldn't even stay in his car. The neighbors kept calling the cops, and they barely addressed us. I remember I used to go to college, and it was always something. But the entire neighborhood at that time was predominant. It was white, very white. Everything that we had around us, there was it was a very small town. There was a town supermarket. It closed at 9. The product was from the farms. It was so quiet neighborhood, which was always what my aunt, she never loved the urban life. She always loved something that was very different, quiet. But when I came back in 2015, the change was just incredible. Now that I was back after leaving in 2012, I realized that it was filled with immigrants. There were a lot of Haitian people living there. The supermarket closed down, and we ended up having just other things that I used to see in the city of Boston. And I remember asking my aunt, I was like, wow, il y a un paquet haïtien qui là, kote yo sorti? Because I know that a lot of those housing were like condos were very expensive. So I was very curious, because also the people who lived there, I know that it may come off a certain way, but the people who lived there, they did not appear to be that they could. I know this is gonna sound a little bit. It's not because they're Haitian, but I just recognize. And also, one thing that I started to see was a lot of needles on the floor. There were a lot of like nip, the little things for. So it made me see that the neighborhood had changed considerably. And that's also, ladies and gentlemen, those were the observation that I was making in 2015, 2016. And I knew that I would not be living there. So even if I had opted to live in the US, Massachusetts would probably not be in a state that I lived in. Or I would have probably been in the outskirts. This is also around the time, 2016, 2017, because I was evaluating my option. So I started to do a lot of boat trip in Massachusetts, and I started to familiarize myself with other neighborhood that a lot of people are not aware of, that are predominantly residential neighborhood, right? Because you have to be able to see things and analyze further. You got to see when you live in a neighborhood and you live there in one way and you're realizing that your neighbors are changing, other peoples are starting to come that they don't, it's not like you're looking at them, you're like, where are these people coming from? It has to raise alarm. So this was around the first time because I remembered voicing this first to my aunt, and this is when she told me that no, a lot of these people, those buildings, the state has purchased them, so now they are building who had Section 8. They bought them. So the state bought them and they turned it into Section 8. And the people who used to live down in Boston on the Section 8 property, they moved them into those areas, right? And then they redid the city of Boston so that people could now, so I also met a woman and she's the one who told me, yeah, Boston is going into gentrification because they are realizing that the people who were in Boston, they are realizing that they can't afford the house and everything, so they want wealthier people to go there. And then this is when it clicked. Not so long ago, it clicked. And I'm like, damn, Haiti is going into gentrification. That's exactly what's going on in Haiti. They're literally moving the people of Haiti. They're literally taking all of those neighborhood, downtown Port-au-Prince. When 2025, we'll revisit this in 2030. And you let me know where you are when we revisit this. IT is going into shift. IT is changing. It is the gentrification. And we just went over the definition. And I also gave you a little bit of an idea from living in the US, what it was, what gentrification is literally when, and for the neighborhood where I live, it was the inverse because they literally were getting poor people to move in because the states they bought a lot of those buildings, they pay people off, bought things from people who had the condos, and they turned those condos into apartments for Section 8 people. So people who, the state had it now. So it's the same thing that's going on in Haiti. It's the gentrification. This is why I tell you, all in downtown Port-au-Prince is going to be the epicenter of Haiti. It's going to be booming. It's going to be vibrant. You're going to have all those edifices going up. I'm not going to do this for you guys anymore. I'm done. I've talked to you before. I've shared these things with you. Now it is up to you. Architecture, because they're going to rebuild. Technology, they're going to rebuild. You got to be on your A game. Gentrification, let's go over this as well. Gentrification is a process where affluent people move into a previously working class or low income area, often leading to the displacement of existing residents. That is exactly what happened in the neighborhood where I used to live in Massachusetts, because it was affluent people who were living there, right? But poor people or working class people started to live there, right? It is the process where affluent people move into a previously working class or low income area, often leading to the displacement of existing residents. That is exactly what's currently going in Haiti. By definition, gentrification is a process whereby the character of a poor urban area is changed by wealthier people moving in, improving housing, and attracting new business, often displacing current inhabitants in the process. Oh my God, I only have 23 seconds everything up. I've already told you guys that preparation is key. Those of you that are living in the United States, that are looking at the United States like, okay, now I need to really reconsider. Now I may feel like, okay, what are the market needs? IT is definitely a country that you have to be on the lookout for. And if you are, you have to be prepared. Being prepared means, what are you prepared to invest and get yourself involved with? There are so many people that are already back in Haiti. There are so many people that are, doing something. I congratulate myself, even if it was very tedious work to do, but I still am thankfully that's what I knew. That's what I knew. And once the floodgate opened for the country of Haiti, it's listen, you can trust me on that. You can trust me on that. You still have people that are in their 60s that are getting ready to come back, and they're not going to let any and everybody, just come. With that being said, also there are so many things, that so many like announcement, because I'm tightening up also my work. In the beginning of the year, I came here and I informed you guys that I no longer was so keen on working with people who were falling into that their parents left them property, but they don't have the legal papers. And I told you guys that, hey, you know what? I wasn't so sure if I really wanted to take those cases. However, I am not one who likes to back down. And I met someone, and someone who works in the domain, who's also a consultant, and who works in building and construction and all these things. And I informed them that I was not interested in taking those cases. And he looked at me. He said, "Why not?" He said, "Those are cases that you should take. Those are going to be the mainly important cases." He said to me, "Your way of thinking is the same way of their thinking. Now you are telling yourself that you don't want to take those cases because you don't want to get involved with, family dramas." He said, "But you got to look at it from a different perspective, because you have to empower also the people that you feel that will need the support." And a lot of us, we fall under those lines. Oh, excuse the noise. A lot of us, we fall under those lines. We fall under the lines that, hey, you know what? I want to come back in Haiti. My parents left me a few pieces of land, and I know the emplacement of the land. What do I do? How do I move forward with that? So I really want to inform you that thankfully I met that individual, and that soon enough, I was thinking about this last night, but I'm like so taken with so many things that I'm doing. But I will invite them here on the platform. And those of you that fall onto that, now I have someone who is more knowledgeable than myself. So if the case that comes in front of me is very particular, then I have a point of reference for you guys, right? I am not a person who is so competitive that I cannot bring forth another expert. No. Bola kay pam, si manje, tout moun ap manje. Bola kay pam, si map travay, tout moun ap travay. Because one of the things that I understand is that there is always perspective in life. So I can be a excellent consultant, but the work that I do is not the same as a colleague, as a peer. Somebody else may have a particular knowledge that I don't have. I'm not afraid to bring someone on board. Now, what I'm particular with is collaborating with someone who is not in alignment with me. The woman who worked on the AI workshop, she was God sent. And she was not, I'll probably get into it in one of my videos on Daisy Love 83 if you want to, know those stories or listen to me talk. But just to tell you, that's always my end goal. Is not necessarily, it's not so much that I'm not going to be working with people, but it's so much that it's who am I going to be working with? Who am I going to be collaborating with? Does that person has the same vision that I have? Does that person has the same mindset? Does that person has the same value system that I have? If everything is in alignment, then yes, you can be on board. And no, I don't work with people that I know. I don't work with people just because they're black. No, this is never going to be the platform for you, the firm for you. I work with people who are in alignment with the work that I do. I work with people who understand the work with that I do and who share the same value system of me. So, very soon in the month of July, I have to reach back to them. Oh, there's so much that I'm doing, guys. So, it's gonna probably take us a few weeks because you guys know that I am doing the accelerator program and to close down. Don't forget, if you want to join the accelerator program, guys, you can do so. Youth Agency International at gmail.com. I will be posting both workshops for you on the beacons for you to have access to. I also have a live presentation that I need to do for you. I mean, I have a lot to do, but everything is coming together. When you don't see me here, I'm just working. I'm just preparing myself. I'm just solidifying myself, and I'm asking you to do the same. Don't be like those people. Don't be a part of the pity party people. Don't be a part of the pity party. Be a part of the people who have something to do, who have something, concrete. You know where you're getting, you know where you're heading. Get your consultation, prepare yourself, understand what you want to do. And, products are available. Get your guide to doing business in Haiti. I'll have other products, just know. And also, guys, I will no longer take certain questions. There are questions that are slowing me down. So if you've been watching me, if you are new, familiarize yourself with those live discussions. Familiarize yourself with topics discussions, with videos. Certain questions, I don't want to take them anymore. You got to be where I'm at. We are moving 2025. We are moving into 2026. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. Don't forget to stay connected with me over on my YouTube channel. Stay connected with me over on my other pages. Familiarize yourself with the work that I'm doing. And I will see you soon. I probably will see you in a few weeks or so. All right, guys.